Sourav Maitra, and I am teaching .NET for Globsyn Finishing School for quite some time. Now let's start. Today our topic is LINQ. LINQ stands for Language Integrated Query. Now what it is? It is basically, you can consider in a simple terminology that it's basically a SQL query for database. Now this is similar, and this means query your data which is there in memory. That is the reason why we call that it is a technology which adds a capability to .NET framework to manage native data query possibilities. Now it has support for all of the languages. Basically we call that ports of for other languages, but the most suitable one is LINQ to C#. Next, it is similar to SQL for DB, as I have mentioned, that you can write basic queries for your data which is there in memory. Now to understand this in greater detail, we have to understand the architecture of it. For that, we have to write a program and then move ahead. Now let's focus on the architecture part of it. It has got a standard query patterns, means like you do this in SQL, select, from, where, all the clauses are available here also. But the only difference is here you can just play with your data which is there in memory. Okay. Now let's focus on the query syntax part of it. How will you write the query? Just a syntactical difference is there with SQL. Here we start with from. So just consider a variable called result is there, which will hold the entire result set which will be returned back from this particular query. Right? Okay. Now from this variable in a collection variable, it may be a list, it may be an object, it may be a stack, queue, whatever it is. Now where I am saying either this object dot some property whose value is greater than 50, select new prop and prop 2, means you are fetching two properties of this particular object which is of type collection. Okay. Now this entire result set will come to a variable called result. Now once you have that, you can iterate a loop to print the results with the standard format which we already have discussed in other classes. Okay. So now this is a basic of a syntactical structure of LINQ. Now let's focus on the third and final part of the architecture, that is LINQ providers. What are the providers available, means what kind of data you can access with LINQ. The first one is LINQ to objects. Just consider I have a list of integers, I have a list of strings, or even I have a list of objects. So that I can query with LINQ to objects. That is the first one. Next, the second type of data which we normally use in our programs, that is XML. And XML is a very important part because sometimes we transfer and use XML data for different type of operations. So for that, just consider you have a XML data in your memory and you need to fire a query to search some specific items. Just think about, if LINQ is not there, then the same thing you have to do with a big program, right? You need to write the program and then use it. But the flexibility of LINQ to XML, the second type of provider, is that you can just write a simple query like this and fetch the data and play with it. Similarly, LINQ to SQL, that is another and very important, which you can utilize to play with your data which is already there in the SQL server. So what is the use of it? Because you can write select query, right? So this is a common question which you are getting. The thing is, when you have the data in SQL Server, you definitely can write select queries. But when you have taken that data with any of the syntaxes or methodologies, the data is there in your memory. And the most important feature of .NET is that you can disconnect the database when you have the data in your memory. Then to query that, you can use similar type of syntax to query that particular data. Clear? Okay. Now the next thing is LINQ to database. What is that? You can fire LINQ query on top of your data set which is there in memory. Again, I also have the similar question. Why LINQ to dataset and LINQ to SQL? Why these two things are different? No, these two things are not different. LINQ to SQL only works with SQL Server corresponding version or the versions which is supported by .NET Framework. But just consider a different scenario where you have another database like Oracle or PostgreSQL or any other database tool. On that time, you need to take the data with some other methodology and take the data in memory in a data set, right? This is the standard way of working. So, to query that type of data which has come from a different data source, you need to use LINQ to dataset. Now, again, the most important thing is you have to make your hand dirty, otherwise you cannot learn this very properly. To learn this type of things and other .NET related videos, please subscribe to this channel and learn more. Thank you very much.